For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the final broadcast for 2024, and that is NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. We are also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. My name is Timothy Poleon. We go up until about 2:20, 2:25, thereabout this afternoon. We have extended the broadcast because we did not have a show yesterday. I just could not have made it to yesterday, so my apologies and hope I could make up for that during the course of our program today. Your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. And Amanda will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. Now, the chat room, it is very difficult managing what people are writing in the chat room. And again, I'll issue a caution and a plea to you folks who are commenting via that medium or writing certain comments to be extremely, extremely careful, because those have repercussions. And very often, some people have a tendency to throw all caution to the wind. And NewsSpin is not about maligning or slandering anyone. As much as we'll be very passionate, that's normally the case with this broadcast, from the perspective of the various contributors and even from time to time yours truly, we never aim to slander anyone, to belittle anyone, to paint anyone in an unsavory or a bad light. So something happened earlier this week, and Amanda read a particular comment making reference to the head of state, and we would like to apologize for that, because clearly this is not what NewsSpin is all about. It is not accepted standard, and again, we'd like to apologize profusely for that. Amanda, remember the comment? I don't know, we don't want to go directly into the comment, but a particular comment.
Yeah, so as Tim said, I will be apologizing. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm sorry. I am sincerely sorry. I understand that the comments are opinionated and not factual. So I do apologize, and yes, it is my job to read comments, but I understand that not all comments are appropriate to be read. So again, I do apologize.
Well said. And when errors of that nature are made, there are some people who will see this as an opportunity, to encourage those people who were at the on the receiving end to take legal action, because that is the environment, that's the era that we're in right now, where people are quick to take legal action. And we just hope that it does not come to that, because it was definitely an error. So let's continue with the broadcast as we deal with, as usual, very important matters on this program, and is not aimed at focusing on personalities. We don't like to do that at all. We focus on people whose job it is to make a difference, a positive difference at that, in the lives of the citizens of this country. And God alone knows that those people who have been elected, and in some cases appointed, they have been wanting as far as the quality of their performance in a number of areas. How many mothers, as we speak, are grief-stricken, primarily because of the worsening crime situation in St. Lucia? No exaggeration, it is homicide after homicide. And definitely, no apologies for this one. Because of the dereliction of duty on the part of those people who have a responsibility to ensure that they maintain law and order in this country, and also to be proactive, because sometimes you see certain trends, and because of this, what you ought to be doing is to come up with remedies before that particular situation worsens. As a result of this neglect, St. Lucia is not a safe place. It is not a safe place for people who are working on goods vehicles. It is not a safe place for people who want to relax, let's say on the Derek Walcott Square. It is not a safe place for many people in their homes, because sometimes you have home invasions. It is not a safe place when you go out to various social activities in our communities around St. Lucia. It is not a safe place. And instead of using moral suasion, talking about personal responsibility, can you preach that to criminal elements? People already set in their ways. Why do you believe in a society? You have the judiciary, you have police officers, you have government ministers, national security minister and prime minister, etc. It is to maintain law and order, because inevitably there are people who will be lawbreakers. There are people who would want to take matters into their own hands, as far as taking revenge and so on. And definitely there is need for those who are in authority. Your police, do what is required of you. Police commissioner, your national security minister, your minister with responsibility for crime prevention, because we are just making a mockery of the system that we have in our country that is supposed to maintain law and order. Why have such a system? Otherwise, what we can do, if we want to continue to make excuses as to why we cannot perform the duties for which we were elected or appointed, Forget about the whole thing. Allow anarchy to be the order of the day in our country. Otherwise, some people must account. It's a case of lead and the rest of the society will follow. As it stands now, the talk of providing the police with more vehicles, having more police officers, that is sufficient. It has not worked. And based on what we have been experiencing over the last few years in this country, it will not work. We need to be more innovative. We need to be more creative. And also, on the part of the authorities, they clearly need to exhibit that passion and that desire to tackle the nation's crime problem. Those people have been elected to serve in various capacities. They are more willing to display an eagerness to safeguard their interests so that they can be re-elected into office than to safeguard and protect the people of this country and also the island's reputation. Because this is definitely manifesting itself in those who were elected to manage the affairs of the country being very lukewarm, when it comes to responding to certain critical issues. Crime. The Prime Minister, as if he's reading from a script to tell you, one murder is one too many. We all must come together and try to do whatever. We have what he says, a crime pandemic in the Caribbean. And if we have a crime pandemic in the Caribbean, it means that our leaders have been sleeping at the wheel. And the Prime Minister, when it's convenient, likes to say, well, those guys are pretending as if they have not been in government. But the same obtains for the Prime Minister and so many people who are in his cabinet right now, holding various leadership positions in the country. They too should take some responsibility for where we're at this particular juncture. Because they would have realized what is happening, and that's why so many people have little to no confidence in our regional institutions. Take, for example, OECS and the Caribbean community. Those various ministers' caucus, they meet ever so often. Level of the sub-region, OECS, and CARICOM. They discuss all kinds of issues. And there are some common problems that they have had to confront over several decades. But you know what? They have all failed. Obviously, they have not come up or formulated the right recommendations and prescriptions to deal with those problems. And that is why we have a crime pandemic in the Caribbean right now. In a bit, you'll be hearing from a Barbados official, because that individual is lamenting the fact that up to now, as we speak, Barbados has recorded 44 homicides for this year. And that's a big deal in Barbados. In the case of St. Lucia, officially it's being said 74, but I think it's a little more than 74 homicides we have recorded. And the politicians, those who are in office, are afraid to address the crime problem. They're not addressing it directly. En passant, they're jumping over the crime problem in this country and like to make you believe that you ought to focus on low unemployment, more visitors to our shores. This is a big game. This is a scheme. Those people are in La La Land. They're not being realistic. They're not dealing with reality, with what is underground. That's what happens to many of our politicians, because they are ensconced in their offices, AC and all that. They have at their disposal state-funded security, the vehicles paid by you, the taxpayers of this country. They're comfortable. They cannot identify with you. The high cost of living is not an issue for them, because you hear those ministers ever so often saying there's a loud cry over inflation, a loud cry over the high cost of living. People are making noise over the crime problem in the country. People are feeling it. They're experiencing it on a daily basis. And your job is to improve their condition of living. What happens to you as a politician or an ordinary solution when a woman is wailing, is crying? She is pining over the loss of a 27-year-old son who would have turned 28 on Christmas Eve.
Why would anybody want to kill my son? I have two children. He's my only son. And they take him, you know. And they take my son. And they take my son from me. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. They rip off something inside of me. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do again. I don't know what to do again. They kill him.
This is so painful. And that is Petra Auguste, who is the mother of the island's latest homicide victim, 27-year-old Stefan Toyboy Yudovic of Lacroix Mengo. The victim of an armed robbery incident on Tuesday afternoon, and that is an armed robbery effected on a goods vehicle. And this incident would have occurred in New Bel Air in Castries. As a prime minister, as a national security minister, as a crime prevention minister, as various elected MPs, the next time you get an opportunity, within the next few hours in St. Lucia, or later this evening, or tomorrow, the next few days, what will be the priority for you? What ought to be the priority for you? Unless you want to take the people of this country for a ride, for a pappy show. Are you, the National Security Minister, going to say to the nation that you're doing a good job? Crime Prevention Minister, are you doing a good job? Because that's what we heard this week from the Minister with responsibility for infrastructure, Mr. Stevenson King. He says he's doing a good job. And people are telling him that he's doing a good job. We are not saying on this broadcast that the Prime Minister of St. Lucia is the one is saying to the criminal elements in our country, go out there and snuff off the lives of other people. No, that's not what we're saying. We are saying because of certain decisions you take, like the K9 unit, you disband the K9 unit. Because of sometimes it could be certain approaches, because you are in a leadership position in the country. And maybe your mindset is, let's provide the police with more vehicles, have more police officers. And there's a Trinidadian politician, Michaela Pandey, an attorney. She is the daughter of former Prime Minister Pandey of Trinidad and Tobago. And she appeared on a podcast just recently. And this is what she said.
And every time somebody tells me more police cars, I feel to pull my hair out. Right? It is the laziest solution to crime. More police cars. And every time somebody tells me more police cars, I feel to pull my hair out. Right? It is the laziest solution to crime. More police cars.
Michaela Pandey. The laziest solution. I'm just quoting there. That's the solution that we have in Trinidad and Tobago and in St. Lucia. So Philip J. Pierre and Keith Rowley, they have something in common in terms of fighting crime in their respective territories. I cannot believe that any elected politician, those who form the government in this country, will not say to themselves that they have to take some responsibility for what is happening, maybe because there's something that they are not doing in providing the policy guidelines. Which criminal right now do you think is running scared in this country? Today's my last show. I'll be going on vacation. The criminals determine when they will be proceeding on vacation. And every time they take a little 2, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, the impression is being given it is because of the policy direction of the government or the hard work of the police. The criminals determine when they will give us a break. Not when the politicians say to give us a break. They will determine when they're giving us a break. We are not innovative. As a matter of fact, we don't behave as if we care. Our politicians don't believe that way. It is all about protecting the victory. Here's what the Prime Minister is promising to the people of St. Lucia as of January 2025. This is what the Prime Minister is promising.
It is time that we do not allow people to get away with these things and play as if it never happened. It's time. I'm fed up of these. I don't need to defend myself because it's lies. I've not been responding to these kind of things, but they seem to be going and going and going and going. But the time will come, and I'm going to put you and tell you that from January, the Labour Party is going to begin to defend itself. The Labour Party is going to begin to defend itself from January. So all those who believe that they can say whatever they want about the Labour Party, continually lying, continually misinforming, continually spewing out just lies and slander, the Labour Party is going to be defended after this. But it is time that we do not allow people to get away with these things and play as if it never happened. It's time. I'm fed up of these. I don't need to defend myself because it's lies. I've not been responding to these kind of things, but they seem to be going and going and going and going. But the time will come, and I'm going to put you and tell you that from January, the Labour Party is going to begin to defend itself. The Labour Party is going to begin to defend itself from January. So all those who believe that they can say whatever they want about the Labour Party, continually lying, continually misinforming, continually spewing out just lies and slander, the Labour Party is going to be defended after this. But
who will defend the people of St. Lucia? Who will defend the victims of crime in our country? Definitely there's a vacuum. Definitely there's a void, because all emphasis is being channeled towards defending the Labour Party, the St. Lucia Labour Party. That will be a priority for the government of St. Lucia, for the Prime Minister of St. Lucia and political leader of the SLP as of next month. Let's hear from you right now at 452-2979. That's 452-2979. your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Once again, 716-2026. And of course, we'll be going through some of your comments in the chat room. And again, we like to caution you to please act responsibly in terms of the comments that you post in the chat room. And we're going up until about 20 or 25 minutes after 2 o'clock this afternoon. I think we have a few calls coming in, so we'll try to take those calls in just a moment. But still, we have a lot to share with you during the course of our program. It has nothing to do with misinformation or disinformation. It is holding those people who are in authority responsible for their actions or inactions. Do not tell me that you canvassed daily in the run-up to the last general election. You won your seat, you formed the government, and you believed that you so high and mighty and powerful that you ought not to be criticized or to be held accountable for your stewardship or the lack of it. Definitely, we cannot have that situation in our country, because it is absolutely important, whichever party that's in office, UW or SLP, that we ensure that they do right in terms of ensuring that they provide the kind of leadership that is required in our country. 452-2979 and the landline. Let's take a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon. Season's greetings.
Same to you, sir.
To yourself and your
Amanda.
Your very competent assistant, Amanda.
Thank you, you as well.
That comment the Prime Minister said, the one you played a while ago, it isn't even worthy of comment, so I won't comment on it. What I want to point out is there are several reasons why some of the stuff we see happening is happening, and none of us will ever really be able to hit on one or two things that would, in a sense, solve the problem. The only thing that we can all be sure of if we see this, it is a long-term situation. It's not going to happen overnight. I want to draw to your attention a comment I made, I think, about 5 years ago on the crime situation then, and it probably will feed into where we are at the moment. My feeling at the time was that we were drifting in the direction, it may have even been pre-COVID, we are drifting in the direction where tourism is basically the backbone of our economy. And we were seeing it as really funding everything going forward for simply because a lot of the other areas have been closed down. Which means it is an area we should defend to the max, essentially. I suggested at the time, what is the current budget for security in the country? Do you have any idea?
For what?
The budget for the police and the security services.
No, I'm not too sure.
Because at the time, I suggested that the government thinks seriously about that budget hitting about $1 million for a variety of, not $1 million, for $100 million for a variety of reasons. And principally, if we're looking to defend a $5 billion tourism economy, then we have no choice when you think of all the things that can go wrong. One of the key areas I saw as sadly lacking in the police force is the quality of the men and women that we are bringing into the force. Mm-hmm. So I thought that we should structure things so we can get essentially the best of what we have available and create avenues. But because not every youngster is going to go off to university initially, but we want people who have that level of intelligence in the police force. We want to look at this recent incident in the United States when this young man shot that CEO on the streets of New York.
Mangione?
He was picked up, I think, within 5 days or thereabout. Mm-hmm. But he wasn't picked up just by the police doing it by themselves. But they did all the things that were right to create the environment that allowed a lady working in a McDonald's?
McDonald's, yeah.
Right, in Pennsylvania, to recognize that guy.
Well, first of all, you had to capture his image through CCTV.
That's what I'm coming to. So we know what we have to be doing. And then you have to get people willing to be involved in such a way that they do what they have to do. But in the meantime, the police is doing all the work, all the technical work required so that when the opportunity comes up, you nab the person. I want to compare this to a murder we had back in, I think, January 2003 it was, Omar de Freitas. He disappeared at Cape State on the night of a party. I think we finally knew what happened to him about 4 months later when the dry season kicked in and the water in the pond that was very close to where the events, where he disappeared from, it was located. Then to this day, I cannot understand why that pond was not drained in a couple of days after that event. To me, it doesn't take rocket science to think that the body could have been in the pond. This has baffled me. I think about it, and I know that were it in a country where you had people who were serious about solving crime, that would have been busted. Because in the end, what did we hear? All the evidence had been eroded by the water. I don't know what there was in the water, etc., and so on. That, for me, is a red flag for the kind of police work we have in this country. This should not have happened. Up to this day, we don't know who killed that young man. And then we have a repetition.
Or if he was murdered.
Or if he was... I think somebody did indicate there was a bullet.
No.
So we don't even know. Right? Now, we have a similar crime, almost similar to the one that happened in New York, at Derek Walker Square a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. We are a much smaller country. To this day, we cannot find the people who did this. And I remember the policeman in charge of crime saying he cannot give whatever information he has because it will compromise the investigation. How can that happen? This is what is going to assist. Give whatever you have. Somebody's going to recognize something. We have an image of a motorbike, 2 guys on it, and these 2 people out there are out there threatening the whole nation. So we have to be thinking all the time, and we need people in there who are thinking. What frightens me a lot more is that I remember I had an incident in one of my offices about 20 years ago. The policeman who came to investigate that asked me if I had insurance. That was his crime, he's solving the crime, insurance. That person is now a senior police officer. What are we going to get?
He was looking for the easy way out.
Exactly.
It's like your attorney saying, man, just apologize and let's move on.
Exactly. And that comes to what the lady was saying a while ago. It's a lazy solution to a serious issue. So we have to start to think outside the box in almost every area.
But let me tell you something, Cole. I think that, and again, some people believe I'm picking on them, but it has to do with leadership. And if you are a leader, as much as you are not a police officer, and you're the prime minister of the country, it is your business. That's the kind of analysis that you have to make, that you formulate. And you're not a police officer, you can investigate every case and so on, but you point those guys, you make policy decisions that will cause them to go in the right direction.
I absolutely agree with you. The tone starts at the top, and the people who perpetrate those crimes, they pick up weaknesses early, and to the extent they think they can get away with it. Even the guy who shot the CEO in New York, he wanted to get away with it, He ran. They want to get away with it. And once they see weakness, they go for weakness. And these comments we have been made, for example, coming in January, I will defend. In the face of what is going on, you're talking about defending your political party? Madness. But like I say, I don't want to go in that direction. Well, that can be dealt with down the line. But I'm very concerned about the state of crime in St. Lucia for the simple reason that we cannot live the sort of lives that we would love to live and enjoy the country that we are selling to people overseas. We here cannot enjoy it. And it's a very, very sad thing.
Thank you so much for calling. You too, sir.
We will meet up again in the new year.
All right, looking forward to it. Somebody says that via WhatsApp, Tim, is the Labour Party going to defend itself from the same people it promises to put first? Have the people become enemies of the Labour Party? Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Tim, I'm really tired of that PM. Firstly, he has not defended the year of infrastructure, but proposes from January a list of projects to be completed as a means of defending the victory, and to say you're working, so what about the country? I'm tired of hearing that Prime Minister because he continues to campaign over and over. Let's see if we have some comments to go through. Amanda, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon again, NewsSpinners. A few comments from the chat room. Someone says, protect the victory, not the people or the country. Another comment, I hope he gets compensated properly because he died on the job. Someone says, oh my God, this is heartbreaking. I can't remember when the rain falls. It doesn't only fall on one man's rooftop. Another comment, someone says, PJP sounds like he's talking and responding to... PJP sounds like he is talking and responding to himself at the same time. Another contribution, someone says, how about defending the people you already admitted to putting you first? Someone says, so people, you hearing this? So what Philip Pierre is saying, that anyone who criticizes the Labour Party, prepare your court clothes. Another comment, so when will you go after the criminals, PJP? Someone says, is PJP serious? What about the innocents that needs protection from the very policies he implements? I could go on. Another comment, someone says, democracy is going out the door. Another contribution, the Prime Minister speaking to the nation and speaking about a party defending itself. What happened to the people who will defend the people? Another comment here, Prime Minister, that he will defend the SLP and his ministers and his party. What about Lucians? What a shame, waste of time.
We have a WhatsApp message. I live at Beauséjour Phase 2 and it's unbearable and annoying with Wasco's mischievous actions. As regards the recent circular for water interruptions, I think this is deliberate. We have been experiencing heavy rains. Nonetheless, Wasco reports of low water intake. I'm beginning to think it's a norm for this current management to shut the mains for the season. I foresee a repeat of trucking water on Christmas Day. People pay for service, not to own tanks for storage. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message to go through. Somebody says there, 15 individuals running a country. What do you think will happen? Okay. Another WhatsApp message. Please bear with me. Trying to go through as many as possible. All right, let's go to you again. And Amanda, to see if we have any comments.
Just a few more. Someone says, defend your party, all your defend. If you and the party has to get blasting, you all will get pure blasting. Someone says, PJP, please use the monies for legal action to finance our healthcare system. Another comment, that's the reason King went down that same road, insulting the citizens. So it's a pattern we must not say anything about the ministers in government.
What's the message? There is such a thing as organized crime. The real criminals are business owners, police officers, politicians, and lawyers. We have a call at 452-2979, 452-2979. Good afternoon, you're on the air.
Yes, good afternoon, Tim. People's greetings to you and Amanda.
Many happy returns to you.
Thank you, caller.
I'm happy to have you here. I cannot believe that the Prime Minister who said that will say a thing like that. Come next year, he's going to defend the Labour Party. So you could see, Tim, it's all about the victory. I remembered vividly when Alan Chasley was in government, the amount of dirty things and lies and spewing things all over the place, it was a shame. Today, because they have the majority, they think that they should not be criticized. So here is the thing. Anything you say, any criticism to that government, you will be penalized. You will be taken to court. My goodness. Tim, we are in a bad place, and it is sad. But their time is coming. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too, ma'am. That's why civic reclamation should be the order of the day. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We have a lot more in store for you between now and about 25 minutes after 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll focus on the nation's bad roads. I have some videos and photographs to share with you. And also what Mary Francis has to say about our well-dressed politicians. This is the world's most monitored talk show, NewsSpin.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbute at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex Customer Service Office in Castries is now open for business, but we've moved. We're now located on Daisy Avenue in Sanssouci on the ground floor of the new Carilac building. We're open weekdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Check out our online options first. But if you do need to come in to see us, we'll be pleased to serve you with new connections, bill queries, payments, and other service requests. Lucilex Sanssouci office, ground floor of the Carilac building. New location, same great service.
Ho, ho, ho! KFC is bringing the magic with 12 days of Christmas. Starting November 18th, anytime you buy a festive feast at KFC, you can enter to win amazing prizes. Just write your name and number on your receipt and drop it in the entry box. From December 9th to 20th, we're giving away a NutriBullet, Apple Watch, iPhone 15, and more. And on December 20th, the grand prize, an all-expense-paid trip to Jamaica with tickets to see Vibes Cartel at the Freedom Street concert. Don't miss the holiday kickoff on November 22nd at Rodney Bay KFC from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. KFC, finger-licking good.
Okay, Max, if I'm going to steal Christmas this year, I'll need a smart TV to keep an eye on the who's, a smartphone to call for backup, cash, and a stove to bake this ham. Seriously, I can get all this for free if I sign up for Flow.
We're Christmasing with thousands of gifts even the Grinch would love. Sign up for a postpaid mobile bundle or high-speed broadband and win big every week. Visit discoverflow.co now.
It is well known by all solution professional tradesmen and even homeowners that European-made tools are the best. Well, guess what? Europa Hardware is having a massive promotion on the Metabo brand of power tools. From impact drills to angle grinders, jigsaws to rotary hammers, sanders and hot air guns, all at unbeatable jaw-dropping prices. Don't let your tools let you down. Come to Europa and stay standing with a proud in-the-hand tool from Metabo. Call us at 452-0763 or visit us in Massat Grosile. Europa, we service what we sell.
Are you so caught up with your busy schedule that you forget about your health? Let La Clinique du Corps take care of it so you can continue living a healthy life. There's no need to travel anymore to get the best quality full-body MRI scans with crystal clear head-to-toe images. Our GE-certified MRI machine detects any illness in your body with unmatched precision. For even better care, La Clinique du Corps offers the most advanced 3D and 4D ultrasound technology, ensuring precise diagnostics for accurate results. We also provide general health checkups for all ages, diagnostic testing including blood work, preventative care and chronic disease management, consultations with specialists in cardiology, neurosurgery, neurology, oncology, and more. Plus, enjoy the convenience of telemedicine consultations for your busy schedule. Why wait? Discover the invisible. Call La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center in Rodney Bay or Castries at 451-6559 to schedule your appointment today. Your health deserves the best because time is life.
Get ready for MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt's wonderful weekends on December 6th, 7th, and 8th. And again on December 12th, 14th, and 15th. We're bringing you 20% off store-wide. Plus amazing doorbuster deals. Need tools, paint, or housewares for the holidays? We've got it all at amazing prices. But that's not all. Save up to 50% off on our doorbuster deals. These prices won't last long. So get in early for the best savings. Don't miss out. Mark your calendar for wonderful weekends at MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt in December and save 20% off store-wide this holiday season. Terms and conditions may apply. See in-store for more details.
Caribbean Pastiche Limited. We offer high-quality products from Martinique, and our ready mix is made with casting sand, not regular pumice. Compared to regular pumice, casting sand saves you in your cement use. At Caribbean Pastiche Limited, our materials come from porcelain stones, which is used as an additive in creating cement. Caribbean Pastiche Limited is located in Bexon, behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastiche Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and it is called NewsSpin. Lucilec would like to advise customers that to the customer service office in V4, Sanssouci and V4, has been closed from Thursday. Well, it's closed from today, Thursday, December the 12th. This closure is necessary to facilitate staff participation in a work activity. Normal business will resume at all offices on Monday, December the 16th, 2024 at 8 o'clock in the morning. Customers who wish to conduct business with the company during the closure period are advised to use its various remote options to do so, including the virtual service desk on its website, lucilec.com. That's www.lucilec.com. Responses on the virtual service desk and my account platforms will, however, be delayed due to staff unavailability. The management of Lucilec regrets any inconvenience that these closures may cause and wishes everyone a safe and enjoyable National Day. So once again, Lucilec wishes to advise customers and the public that its customer service offices in Rodney Bay, Sanssouci and V4 is closed as of today, Thursday, December the 12th of 2024, and the closure is necessary to facilitate staff participation in a work activity. Normal business will resume at all offices on Monday, December 16th, 2024 at 8 o'clock in the morning. Let's share with you some photographs, and I think we might have one or two videos as well. Bad roads. Deplorable roads. We don't even have to identify, where those photographs were taken. As a matter of fact, I heard that there might have been some form of protest action over in the Larissus community earlier today, again to protest the bad state of our roads, all the craters that are there. I just don't understand what we are being subjected to in St. Lucia. It's as if nothing is functioning to the satisfaction or the benefit of the citizenry. You have problems in the island's healthcare sector. You have deplorable roads. You have crime problems. And also you have a government that's pretending, that's behaving as if everything is normal. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Let's see if you have that call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. Hello. Okay, we'll lose that call. 452-2979. Once again, 452-2979. We have a call on the line. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Timothy, pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world. PW on the line. Timothy, today the word honorable means a lot to me, Timothy. It means a lot to me for this reason, Timothy. When Mr. Richard Frederick was in opposition, we know that he had people in government that used to feed him with information. We all know that. Today, he is making allegations that members of the public service are actually leaking information to the opposition. If you are an honorable man, why don't people that you're making these allegations about and accusing leaking information to the opposition, why don't you reprimand them and take them up to the Public Service Commission? Why not? to get a solution, to get to a conclusion. But knowing Richard Frederick, he will not do that, because the conclusion of this allegation will not be in his favor. So he decided to come on the air on his own talk show and accuse these two people of leaking information to the opposition, calling them names, sushi ladies. They will do anything for sushi, Timothy. I am saying to Mr. Richard Frederick, if you feel that you have enough evidence, take it up with the Public Service Commission. Do not bully members of the Public Service Commission. Do not scare them. Do not frighten them. Timothy, you know what it is when you're in a job and you're accused falsely of doing something and you get isolated by even your co-workers believing that. You get isolated from your peers, and they marginalize you for no particular reason, for no evidence. You understand? I believe that the union should take that up and make it clear that the public service is not a place to bully people or to frighten people. And this is what solutions must have nothing to do with Richard Frederick and his allegations when it comes to the members of the public service. You understand? If there is something illegal being done, members of the public service have a right to come out with information. If there's nothing illegal and things are personal, confidential government documents which are confidential must not be leaked out. You understand? But if people are falsely accused of things they have not done, Richard Frederick need to back off these public service. Timothy, I thank you.
Thank you so much. WhatsApp message, somebody says, remember some time ago, Guy Joseph told you election will be in the year 2025. The Prime Minister just confirmed this indirectly. The campaign begins in January of next year. St. Lucians, pay attention. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Being penalized for speaking the truth or speaking about what's affecting me when I have elected you to represent me is not a crime. That's communism. The country does not belong to you, Philip J. Pierre. You are unfit and uneducated. A WhatsApp message just coming to hand. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. Let's see if we could put this call on the air. Good afternoon. Okay, we lost this call. Let's go on the line. 452-2979. Good afternoon to you. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, team. How are you?
I'm okay. Good afternoon to you, caller.
All right. Good to hear that you're okay despite all what's happening. Tim, I was just a little bamboozled this week there because I heard that we'll be experiencing another 4% growth in the coming year, and we've seen record growth consistent growth in the last 3 years. But I want to ask, what really is economic growth when you are not able to transfer that growth to the economic development of the people? You see, because when one speaks of economic development, we speak about, the increase in the standard of living, but yet when government builds houses for people, we see it's huts with toilets that perhaps was used in the Dark Ages, or they have to go to the pits to use their barrels, and that's the model that we've seen. When we talk about economic development, we are talking about improvement in the quality of life. The literacy levels of people, their ability to think critically and make the right decisions. We're talking about our freedom, the level of security and safety, for life and dignity within our country, and whether in fact people are respected, and whether our leaders understand their role in the delivery of their services. That has not improved, has it? When we talk about economic development, we are also talking about improvement in healthcare. And you heard a story, and I mean the most damning one this year was from the medical and dental profession, You know, when we talk about economic development, we're talking about improvement in the infrastructure. You know, you just have to drive around the roads in the 4 main streets of Castries, and you can see the disaster with our infrastructure. You know, and we also talk about how well our economy is diversified, but we continue to see the lopsided development as we see in the north versus the south. You know, and when I have fair leader, because I listened to your program yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I heard the fair leader, you know, who had to get his finances in order to be able to run the country, to manage the country. You know, I heard him talking about excitedly about the dream facility that will be coming through, the administrative center for the people of Newport. You know, that's what has been excited, and he's able to deliver this. You know, what I see, Tim, is that there's no empathy being displayed by the authorities for the people, and we continue to watch our people die. And you played a young lady, you know, response to her son's death this afternoon, and that was heart-wrenching, to be honest with you. You know, and when we see those things, I think it bothers us. And for me, when I see young children as young as 8 years old working steps because they have to help their mother, that is a crying shame. I witnessed this on the morn, and that was terrifying. You know, what are we doing when we talk about we are realizing all this growth? Is it that only a few persons are going to be benefiting from that? Because the economic growth must be linked, you know, to the development of the people. And from all we're seeing is a lot of chaos. Things are going around in circles. Things are not happening. We need to move on. You know, we have a great model that Julian Alfred has delivered for us amidst all the chaos that she experienced. And even now, at the end of the delivery of the medal, we had chaos in the Ministry of Sports, not even understanding what they were doing. So we need to get it right, you know, and no amount of growth at this point is going to help us, because we waste resources doing a lot of nonsense, and our society will not grow if we don't make the changes that are required of us as citizens of this country. So I want the citizens to understand that they are the ones determining the destiny. And this is where I always go back to my point. Without a vision, a people perish. Without leaders who are committed to the cause of moving the people, moving with the people, because you have to meet the people where they are and move them along. You don't just take them on a journey without them understanding, you know, and this is the point that I made. That's why the visionless former Prime Minister, you know, kept happening on it. If without a vision, a people perish. And we see the results of that today underneath the Labour Party regime. We can do better as a society. We have done better, and we have always done better underneath the United Workers' Party. And there is no doubt to my mind, based on all what I have seen and put together in the last year, Tim, that the UWP is the only option the people of Tunisia has. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling. You just heard there from former government minister, Mrs. Fortuna Belrose. We have a WhatsApp message. Allow me to go through to this message. Let's turn my attention to Amanda first. Amanda, what's happening in the chat room?
Tim, a comment I missed earlier, someone says his new tactic is to instill fear in the people by threatening them with lawsuits so that no one in St. Lucia speaks of the hardship caused by the taxes he imposed, the health care, the broken sectors, broken roads, and all the labor's pains. It is called dictatorship. Another comment, someone says, should the PM be defending SLP party or the citizens that voted them into power? While these are the warning signs of communism in action, should we not criticize the wrongdoings of all politicians? Another comment, someone says, the SLP party is now the untouchables. It simply puts fear into the public not responding to substantiated wrongdoings. I await Miss St. Lucian Patriot to voice her denouncement on our behalf. Another comment, someone says, team, we will be living in a communist country starting 2025. Someone replied to this saying he will be stopping all talk shows that doesn't promote SLP. Another comment, someone asks, who benefits from that growth? And in the chat room, someone says, my brother and sisters, when the minister was responsible for fixing our roads in Parliament and the minister is sleeping on him, he doesn't know anything that is being discussed in Parliament. What can we expect from this man about our roads?
Let's see if we have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
I had given you all the greetings and I had said that this was the end for me for the year. But this time, Tim, I could not resist. The Prime Minister says he will be defending himself, his party in January. And then I say,
as a matter of fact, the exact quote is that the SLP will be defending itself.
Well, I thank them for responding. How long have we been asking them to respond to the people, to answer us? Because you see, we speak the truth and we want them to come. But what I want to tell SLP, I'm sending a message to them now. When the United Workers' Party was in power, every talk show, everywhere, every time is a bombardment and say, we have all the recordings and all the tapes, team. They were on the air all the time. You know what supporters of the United Workers' Party and other non-supporters said about the United Workers' Party? That we were silent. We do not respond. We do not talk to the people. We do not answer the SLP. So the people in their mind felt that this was right. So now UWP has decided to change, learn from the SLP. We have been losing. So let us now come out of our comfortable offices and closed spaces and speak out to the people, interact with the people, respond to what the SLP has been saying and doing. We have come out and we have intensified our response to every lie, everything, every statement. And SLP cannot drink their own medicine. You see, what is sweet in goat's mouth is sour in the you-know-what, Tim. So they don't like it. What they used to do, they don't like it being done to them. Well, I tell them it just starts. Because when they come in January, we come in with more. And remember, we have over 10 years of their reactions, their behavior, the things that they have said. We have people dedicated to researching and compiling all the things they say. So when he comes in January, he better come strong. He better come ready. SLP better come ready, because we come in and we're not backing down. This UWP is behaving, and I've learned well from them, and we're responding to everything. And I personally, Tim, I love a challenge. I love it. I love putting on the boxing gloves, and I'm ready for January. We're ready for them. So let him come and defend. Let them come and defend SLP. We are coming to defend St. Lucia. We are coming to the wrong, and we are going to deal with this government, with their lies and their bad behavior once and for all. We are ready, and I cannot wait for them to start in January. They better be prepared to say goodbye. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much for calling. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. You are on the air.
Tim, boy.
Rick Wayne, good afternoon, sir.
We're facing some very, very serious times. You ever heard of the Wavet Dua Pool?
Yes.
Saying that you're a cockroach in front of a
rooster. You don't stand a chance.
That is a nice way of saying you're goddamn slaves. And I want to repeat it again, that those people who think that because the party they elected is in office, they have special rights or they are protected from the consequences that will befall the other supporters. In other words, if they feel they're safe from danger because their party is in office and it's only the UWP is going to catch the heat, they're crazy. And I've been saying it as well. When the UWP is in office, if the UWP thinks it has special rights not available to the Labour Party, they're kidding themselves as well. And in a poverty-stricken place like this, no government in power can guarantee its supporters are living prosperously. They cannot do that. Okay? Now, was that clear or that convoluted?
Pellucidly clear, sir.
Pellucid, a nice word. Tim, allow me to read for you just a few lines. Bear with me. I know we don't like to steer intellect in St. Lucia, but we will learn that our brains are not in our backsides, and our brains are not in our dirty tongues, and our brains are in our head, and we must work on those brains so that we can arrive at proper conclusions and not be a slave of ignorance for the rest of your life and your children as well in consequence. I hope that's not too deep. All of us are in trouble when any serious aspect of our life in St. Lucia is in trouble. All of us, regardless of how much we think we have in the bank, regardless of our status, regardless of how we fool ourselves, our party in office, yellow or red, all of us are victimized. All of us pay the price of a country that's in the bush. Okay, listen to this. These are words of Lord Bridge of Harwich in his judgment in the case, 1990 case of Tim Hector, who was a political activist in Antigua. That was the guy at the funeral when George says, "Were you there?
Yes.
Were you there?"
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
I remember.
Okay. That guy has become quite immortal, largely because of this particular case. A case of his that appeared before that came before the Privy Council in 1990, Tim Hector versus the Attorney General and others, the Attorney General of Antigua and Barbuda and others. Okay? Just a few short lines. Very, very important, Jim. Good one to close your show with. In a free democratic society, it is almost too obvious to need stating that those who hold office in government and who are responsible for public administration must always be open to criticism. Any attempt to stifle or fetter such criticism amounts to political censorship of the most insidious and objectionable kind. At the same time, it is no less obvious that the very purpose of criticism leveled at those who have the conduct of public affairs by their political opponents is to undermine public confidence in their stewardship and to persuade the electorate that the opponents would make a better job of it than those presently holding office. In the light of these considerations, their lordships cannot help viewing a statutory provision which criminalizes statements likely to undermine public confidence in the public affairs with utmost suspicion. Let me break that down. I've said it before, but we ain't paying attention. When a member of government, an MP, is personally criticized with regard to his performance or anything related to that or whatever, and his response is to threaten legal action, that is creating a problem. It's called the chilling effect. And the chilling effect, Jim, I should just tell you what it is. Just 3 lines. An action or situation that inhibits free speech or threatens to intimidate, quieten, or dispirit the press. It's also indirect censorship, meaning the press or anybody who criticizes. Now, Diplock, I don't want to sound like a damn lawyer, because you don't have to be a lawyer to say the things I'm saying. You just need to read it, okay? A law lord called Diplock, in that same, referring to the same Hector case I just mentioned there to you, pointed out that politics is not a swimming pool or a monk's hangout or a nunnery or a monastery. Politics is a dirty field, and everybody knows that. And if you are thin-skinned and you cannot handle any criticism, even though speculative criticism, then politics is not the place for you. Diplock says that in his own words. He also points out that governments are furnished by the taxpayer with every means of answering whatever is said about the government collectively or an individual MP. How many people we have in the Prime Minister's office alone doing PR?
At least 3 or 4.
At least 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the party's PRO calling your show as well, joining the government's PRO, press people. You have the party people also coming in there to defend. Am I right?
You are correct.
And almost every minister has his own personal PRO.
Yes, they do.
And then there's the GIS.
Mm-hmm.
And there's NTN. And there is the freedom we enjoy constitutional in this country that allows any minister of government to go on any radio or TV show to defend the good name of the government, or if it points to him directly, to defend his good name and present to the people. Because that is what the people's business is about. If you are running a business and your CEO, you hear somebody saying in the street that he things about him that are pretty negative and worrisome, I think you will call him to your office, you'll call him privately and say you've heard certain things about him.
Right.
That could impact your business, his reputation, and so on, right?
Yes.
Now, what if you do that and he tells you to F off? What are you going to do?
That means you have to fire him. He has something to hide.
Well, and let's say you cannot fire him. Okay. So that's the situation we have here. This week, if an MP actually said in the House that certain things had been, I don't think he said the detailed, but certain things had been said about him that weren't true, and he was fed up with people saying things about him weren't true. So he was launching a suing campaign, a defamation campaign. He said that, didn't he?
Yes.
In the first place, Tim, my knowledge of standing orders is that an MP cannot take things outside Paul Bolawi or whatever is said in the press or whatever and bring it to Parliament, especially when it concerns him personally. It should not be heard in Parliament. But when you have a Parliament with a speaker who has himself told you how he feels about his party and the lengths he will go to defend his party, what the hell do you have? Is that a Parliament or is that a mafia? Huh? The matter of Alan Chasney. Alan Chasney is of the view, I can say it, that if he were to stand up every time there's an objection or whatever, he'll stand up 100 times and he knows what's going to happen in advance, that the speaker will rule him out, etc., etc., etc. Now, whatever you want to say about Alan Chasney is not the most stupid man in Parliament, is he? So if he thinks something has been said that's wrong, misleading, or whatever, and stands up, you give him a patient hearing. Am I right?
You ought to, yes.
In fact, not a patient hearing. You give him a hearing according to the rules, the Constitution. But we know very well what happens. And so, the chilling effect, I'm telling you things these are arguments I have with Alan Chasney. The chilling effect, which I just explained to you there, it is when you want to say something, but you're afraid to say it because somebody might go on TV and talk all about your mother's sex life, whether you're a faggot or not, all that kind of stuff, or put your pictures on Facebook and all that kind of stuff, and you're afraid because you can't handle how many men you went to bed with or how many women you went to bed with. When you're afraid of that kind of stuff coming out, the thing that you know that would help democracy and inform the people of the country, you shut up. Am I right?
You're correct, Rick.
That's some more.
Absolutely.
I ain't saying nothing, boy. Right?
Yeah.
So is the threat of taking you to court, because you know very well the MP has the means, either through the taxpayer or his own pocket, of taking you to court, and you have no money. You can't afford lawyers. But because you can't afford lawyers, your democratic and constitutional rights are denied you in a not so subtle fashion by threats, by MPs issuing threats. Now imagine how egregious it is, first of all, that this is a personal matter and should not be in Parliament. And then you have threats being shot out at you from the seats of Parliament. You see what Parliament has become there?
And you're not in a position, therefore, to defend yourself.
All of which are against the rules of Parliament. The rules of Parliament say you do not mention people who are not in the immediate horseshoe, not even in the seat. You know, you are not supposed to mention people, and you're not supposed to bring your personal gripes into that horseshoe. But if your speaker is complicit, he will allow anything. Or if the opposition does not stand up because it thinks it's standing up too many times. I have said to Alan Chasney, you owe the people of this country to stand up 100 times in Parliament if you have to. And let Hansard show for history that you did stand up and you did protest, and the speaker told you to shut the hell up, whatever. That must go down in our history and in our Hansard, whether it is Alan Chasney or Philip Javier. You see what I'm saying?
Get your point.
But when you shut up and say nothing, history will show you did not comment on it, you did not oppose it. That's what the history will show, a disgrace thing. So I now come to another bombshell that is, we don't hear those things. Are you aware, Tim, that a case, well, almost everything we talk to government, whether it's yellow or red government, about the courts and so on, they tell you, it's out of my hands, it's out of my hands. But you know, Tim, the education that the Bar Association ought to be giving the public every now and again, and does not, because the Bar Association is complicit with what's going on by its silence. There are a lot of things that happen we know nothing about. Now, what's the group called? The Judicial and Legal Services Commission. That is the big powerhouse group in the country, isn't it?
Yes.
For anything to do with law and anything, if you're going to hire
and appointments,
a chief justice,
yeah.
and all that. The reality is that group exists. But if the prime ministers of the four OCS, four or five,
the sub-region,
don't want you, that's the end of that.
So what's the bombshell? Let's get, in the interest of time, Rick, let's get to the bombshell. What's the bombshell?
Oh boy, see, that's the trouble with you.
No, because time is against us. We're due for a commercial break. I'm
well,
waiting.
The bombshell is that this JLSC, it has been, a case has been filed against them for illegally appointing somebody to the bench. Okay? Are you not shocked?
And who filed that case? I am.
The case is filed in Grenada.
Okay.
By another judge. A judge filed a case in Grenada against the St. Lucia Judicial and Legal Services Commission. That is a bombshell of a story that I will be coming up with the details later on. But have you heard anything about that?
No, I haven't. That's the first time I'm hearing about this.
Don't you think that is something that everybody should know?
Yes, very much so. Should be
because
ventilated.
After all, the Judicial and Legal Services Commission is what handles our Chief Justice, is what handles judges, is what all kinds of the legal bodies, etc. They have a hand in that. Now they are being sued for illegally appointing somebody. I could take that a lot further, what that suggests and everything else, but we don't have time for that. So maybe I should just call up and talk about Mepui and who is wearing what drawers. I'm just kidding.
No, that's not the case, Rick. Time is...
I know that. I know that. I'm only kidding. But I wish our chat room and all those kind of, those kind of threats from Parliament, whoever is issuing them, the country must not tolerate that because it is wrong, it's unconstitutional, and it is arrogant beyond words. But bye. We'll talk another time.
All right. Thank you so much. All the best to you, Rick. All right. So this is the most monitored talk show in the world. As we go to break, let us hear from the former Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mr. Michael Manley. It was just 2 days ago, that would be Tuesday of this week, would have been his 100th birthday. Let's listen to him.
There is no place for arrogance in the party that I lead. And anybody that is arrogant over the people must get out of leadership. The only one that is fit to lead is the one that walks hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, equal with the people, loving with the people. The day we think we're bigger than the people, we have no business to lead. We must inspire by example. And above all, he must have integrity. 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 There is no place for arrogance in the party that I lead. And anybody that is arrogant over the people must get out of leadership. The only one that is fit to lead is the one that walks hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, equal with the people, loving with the people. The day we think we're bigger than the people, we have no business to lead. He must inspire by example. And above all, he must have integrity. Integrity. Integrity.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort, accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus take charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Christmas in this year.
Can I have this? We have an extra $400 from Flow. You can have everything you want.
More gifts with Flow. With Christmas in, win weekly prices up to $10,000 in cash. Sign up for a postpaid bundle or a broadband plan. We Christmas in with free groceries from Flow. Plus, a chance to win weekly prizes and up to $10,000 cash. Head over to your nearest Flow store or visit discoverflow.co. Flow, we Christmasing. More gifts with Flow.
This Christmas, there's a warmth that goes beyond the twinkling lights. It's the warmth of family, of sharing a meal that brings everyone closer. KFC's Festive Feast isn't just a meal, it's a moment where every bite brings a smile and every piece brings you home. So get the family a festive bucket or the festive box. KFC's Festive Feast, bringing families together, one delicious meal at a time.
Crunch the holidays however you want.
KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Get ready for MNC, Home Depot, and Sunbelt's wonderful weekends on December 6th, 7th, and 8th. And again on December 12th, 14th, and 15th. We're bringing you 20% off store-wide. Plus amazing doorbuster deals. Need tools, paint, or housewares for the holidays? We've got it all at amazing prices. But that's not all. Save up to 50% off on our doorbuster deals. These prices won't last long, so get in early for the best savings. Don't miss out. Mark your calendar for wonderful weekends at MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt in December and save 20% off store-wide this holiday season. Terms and conditions may apply. See in-store for more details.
Ever walked into an ice cream shop and felt overwhelmed by the flavors? Mom's eyeing vanilla, Dad's set on rum and raisin, and the kids going on about cherry chocolate and pistachio? Well, this Christmas, there's one thing everyone can agree on. Still, whether you're already a proud owner or expecting one under the tree, Still is the gift that keeps on giving. Powerful, reliable, and backed by amazing after-sales service. From lawnmowers to brush cutters and blowers, Still makes your yard merry and bright all year long. Head over to Europa in Massad Grosile or call 452-0763 and give the gift of Still this holiday season. Remember, we service what we sell.
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas.
Are you so caught up with your busy schedule that you forget about your health? Let La Clinique du Corps take care of it so you can continue living a healthy life. There's no need to travel anymore to get the best quality full-body MRI scans with crystal clear head-to-toe images. Our GE-certified MRI machine detects any illness in your body with unmatched precision. For even better care, La Clinique du Corps offers the most advanced 3D and 4D ultrasound technology, ensuring precise diagnostics for accurate results. We also provide general health checkups for all ages, diagnostic testing including blood work, preventative care and chronic disease management, consultations with specialists in cardiology, neurosurgery, neurology, oncology, and more. Plus, enjoy the convenience of telemedicine consultations for your busy schedule. Why wait? Discover the invisible. Call La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center in Rodney Bay or Castries at 451-6559 to schedule your appointment today. Your health deserves the best because time is life.
To have a strong structure, you must have a strong foundation. And at Caribbean Pastures Limited, we offer top quality aggregate materials at great prices. We supply high quality ready mix, cast in sand and plaster in sand. We also take special requests for specific materials that you may require for your building projects. Caribbean Pastures Limited is located in Bexon behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open from Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastures Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
Light up the holiday season. Excel gives you every reason. There's a special loan wrapped up just for you to make your every Christmas dream come true.
Light up your Christmas and lighten your financial burden this season with a holiday loan from Axel Finance. Plus, every loan gets you a chance to win your favorite kitchen appliance and grocery vouchers.
Light up the holiday season. Excel gives you every reason. There's a special loan wrapped up just for you to make your every Christmas dream come true.
Come in today and get your Axel Finance holiday loan.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and it is called NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. We go up until about 25 minutes after 2 o'clock. We have some extra time to share with you. And you'll be hearing from the original chat room reporter. Yes, you'll be hearing from Kimani. Kimani left the job or the task earlier this year. I think it was about August of this year, to pursue higher studies, but you'll be hearing from her in just a moment. WhatsApp message. I would like to take this opportunity to appeal to the government to address the dire state of the road in Kako, Piero, Vieux. The road is in a deplorable condition. worsened by the heavy rains this year, which have caused significant erosion due to inappropriate drainage. This area has long been neglected in terms of road maintenance, and even basic patchwork repairs would make a huge difference for the community. We kindly ask for urgent attention to this matter, as improved road conditions would greatly benefit the residents and the overall accessibility of the area. Thank you for allowing me to share this concern. Let me turn my attention to Amanda and what is happening in the chat room.
A few comments from earlier. Someone says they can defend themselves, but with the truth, not lies. Another comment, someone says, say that again, Rick. Are politicians too high to receive constructive criticism? Another comment, someone says the politicians have immunity in the House, so where is the immunity for the public? Another comment, immunity in the House should be removed. Politicians use this as a blanket to spew misinformation knowing they are protected. Someone says the only thing SLP did not say about Shafley in opposition is the color of the underwear he was wearing. Another comment, someone says that MP must give us our passport monies before he starts to sue. Another contribution on NewsSpinner says, I find it very strange that the minister would be allowed to raise these issues in the House. Someone says a real mafia government. Another comment, it's going to get hot 2025. This bookshelf is going down. NewsSpinner says, from tomorrow I don't know what to do during Newspin time. And the team, I just wanted to return the Christmas wishes to the NewsSpinners. Merry Christmas to you as well. We received your wishes and we are grateful. And someone says, team, advance birthday wishes to you. Thank you for all that you do for the country.
All right. Thank you so much, Amanda. Let's take a call on the landline. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you are on the air.
Yeah, Tim, how you doing?
I'm okay, Brother Harris. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Coming
Yeah.
up.
Go ahead with your contribution, please.
Your assistant.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to wish you on
Amanda.
because I'm under a blessed season and all solutions all over the world.
Thank you, caller. You as
A while
well.
ago, I heard my Prime Minister say something about defending his party in the new year. You know, these things got me so sick. It's God alone knows. That's to just show people where we're heading to with politicians. Tim, I don't want that. Never. You see what happened in Syria, what happened about to happen in South Korea, what happened in Afghanistan, what happened in Haiti. I pray God we don't reach that stage. Because the same way human beings, we are scared, we are people that are frightened, especially by politicians. The time comes when people can't take it anymore. People are desperate, and they are going to do anything. I just pray, God, that we don't reach this stage. We are in a bad situation in this country. Instead, I hear my leaders coming and say, well, in the new year, by the grace of God, we're going to go after all these things that's happening. We're going to do a better effort in fighting crime, seeing about the youth, our agriculture, seeing about our health care. Hearing words like I coming out to defend my party. Man, this is just crazy and foolish talk. Maybe I'm a foolish guy, but this is pure foolishness. And you know what? We the leaders, we the so-called concerned citizens and all these type of things, we stay there with our mouth quiet. You know, I heard some time ago a minister come and insult women. I didn't hear the whole story. But the background I got on that, you want to tell me, this thing I know I've been going on for a while. You have women sitting in cabinet, women in society in all type of different groups. And I'm not hearing these women coming out and condemn this type of talks on women. Tim, when a man insults women like that, your mother is included, my mother is included, my sister is included, all the women are included, and nobody is coming out and say anything. This is why when we celebrate like Freedom Day, and people come in and say they're celebrating Christmas, organizations sending food there, and say they're feeding the poor and so on. I laugh at these things, you know. You know why? Because it's only at that season we see people coming to help the less fortunate, most people. Is it only on Christmas these poor people are being cared of? Do you only on Christmas they are being hungry and desperate for things? Nah. They are hungry every day like we do. And it's not only Christmas we have to see about them. Tim, look at what's going on there in the Middle East. What's going on there in Ukraine. People will say it have nothing to do with us. It have a lot to do with us. A lot, because we're going to feel the brunt of it. We depend on tourism. That's our backbone, but yet we don't do nothing about these crimes and everything. And when I say nothing, nothing to show that we show the world that we are standing against these things. Instead, we go in house and fight against each other instead of going fight against corruption and everything. I hear people really want to bring people to court, suing people. You know what I was saying this morning? But I wish these things I'm hearing on radio news about certain people. Why don't hear these people say I'm going to sue that one, mentioning my name in that CIP, in that SIP, in all type of C's and so on? Why don't I go after these people? Because they barely mentioning their names. Nobody is saying they're suing these people. But I heard they want to sue all type of little people in the country and so on. Anyway, there's a time for these things. The time coming. Mr. Stevenson King, I want to ask him before the year end, was he not in the UWP party? Was he not in charge of a lot of things? And each time I hear him talk, he's saying the United Worker Party, they did that, they did this. When you had a big post in the UWP party. Man, these politicians are something else, you know. We look at what's going on in Viewport there, it hurts my heart. Hurts my heart to see airport, to see the port. I think Viewport is paying for something. Either we're paying for our ignorance, we're paying for our selfishness, our greed, I don't know. But we are paying for something. I believe that so deeply, just unbelievable.
Well, Brother Harris, time is against us. I'd like to thank you so much and all the best to you, you and your family. I know you have your health challenges. We hope that you'll get a lot better. And, of course, you'll be back with us in the new year, in January of 2025.
Thanks very much for that.
All right?
I took some time because everybody wants to make the last contribution.
Yeah.
God bless you all and take care.
Okay, take care and all the best to you. Amanda, I don't know if you have any comments in the chat room for us to go through, right? Remember, in just a moment, you'll be hearing from the original chat room reporter, Kimani. So stand by for that.
No, Tim, none from me.
No comments in the chat room. Okay.
There are, but you know.
All right, we have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello.
Good afternoon, Timothy.
Yes,
How are
sir.
you?
I'm okay. Good afternoon to you.
Good. Timothy, I'm on holidays. I'm away from you, but I had to listen to NewsSpin to hear your last program. Now, I hate to say this, but unfortunately, if our Prime Minister had citizenship or when he leaves office to go to the United States, he would get a good job at Comedy Central. And I say this not being funny, because I'll tell you, in my opinion, for the last 3 years, all we have been hearing is jokes from the Prime Minister. The first one was that he was going to take himself to court for not appointing a deputy speaker under the United Workers' Party. You remember that, Tim?
Yes, I heard that comment, yeah.
In other words, he was taking Parliament to court, forgetting that he was among Parliament to be taken to court. So he's technically going to take himself to court. Secondly, it may take 3 words to make I apologize. And everybody know that it's only 2 words. But the latest of all jokes is that he's going to wait until January for his party to defend himself. Timothy, seriously? Seriously? For all 3 years, you mean no SLPs were defending the SLP? On your program, at least, Timothy, there were no SLPs?
Or they were not defending the victory or protecting the victory.
They were not defending the victory. So our Prime Minister, every time he opens his mouth, he's like a comedian. He joined the ranks of Jerry Lewis, Dean Martin, and some of the other comedians around the world.
But don't you think those people will be
Because
offended?
I can't.
Don't you think those
No,
people...
no. Listen, I don't know about other people, but I'm a sensible person.
No, I'm telling
And
you,
I listen carefully.
Jerry Lewis would be offended. Dean Martin would be offended if they were alive.
Well, he would start the show for the main act. At least he would start the show for the main. I mean, if it's jokes we're giving at Christmas time, let me give you a joke from Toronto, Canada, right? Because I cannot believe a prime minister in his right sense coming talking that gibberish about he going to wait till January to defend himself. He had 3 years to defend himself. The CIP is saying he's not talking about it anymore. We talk about so many things, the roads. He was going to demonstrate against his infrastructure minister. He gave us so much jokes, so many jokes in the past 3 years. Is he now going to get serious? Am I understanding the Prime Minister well, Timothy? He's now going to get serious in January. So how many more days we have left to give him? How many days more? How many days more we have to give him pressure? You know, how many days left for Christmas or New Year's? I cannot believe this man. When I hear this thing, I have to laugh. You know, he should open up. I mean, if and when he gets out of office, he should open up a comedy show in a comedy store in St. Lucia, because he's been giving us jokes all along. He was the only man. We were the government of the UWP was the only government in the world to know that tourism would come back after COVID. Am I right, Timothy?
You're correct, sir.
Right? And now they're boasting how tourism is better than ever. Isn't that a joke? Are these people serious? You know, I mean, St. Lucia, listen, I don't like to knock on people, but my intelligence is very important to me. And when I sit and I travel and I listen and I talk to other St. Lucians overseas, as I do in Toronto, and I'll be in Montreal from next week, and I listen and I hear the comments of St. Lucians talking, it's almost a shame. It's almost a shame to think that a prime minister of a country can be so ridiculous. It's really hurtful, because St. Lucia is a country I love and I live there. And my children want to come back to St. Lucia. But when you hear the Prime Minister talking that nonsense about he's going to wait, why not now? Don't wait for Christmas. Why not now defend yourself? Tell us about CIP. Tell us about the roads you can't fix. Tell us why the year of infrastructure, infrastructure is ending, and we can't see anything done with our roads, our hospital, our airports. Why all of this? And you're going to talk about you're going to wait till next year. What difference is now till January? You now have to look in the files to find out where the lockbox is. Because remember, he was looking for a box all along. Right? That's what he said. He couldn't find a lockbox. He couldn't find the box where Alan Chasney put the 150. So you know, this man should be classified as the best joker we have in the Caribbean. Thank you, Tim.
Right.
Have a Merry Christmas.
You
That's
too.
all I have
You
to
too,
say for
sir.
now.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on your fantastic show for the year, which I
Okay.
enjoy when I get time to listen.
All
okay?
right. Thank you so much, sir. All the best to you. In the chat room, somebody says, my prime minister is Red Fox. And let's hear from the prime minister, because he says the health services in St. Lucia are improving.
Health services in the country are improving. And I say it without any fear or favor. And when people believe that when they attack the services, they attack the prime minister, or they attack the minister of health, or attack the government, they are attacking the hard-working men and women who take time away from their families to be in the hospitals and in the health centers. The nurses, the nursing aides, they are the one they attack.
So the prime minister speaks about attacking the nurses, the nurse aides, etc. But what about the late payment of overtime to the same individuals that the prime minister of St. Lucia is referencing right now? What about reference being made to health professionals as zelevs of this party or that party. The lack of resources being provided to the same workers, hardworking workers in the health sector. And also, what I reported on just a few weeks ago, that from last October to March of this year, for approximately 6 months, the Ministry of Health gave zero to the OKEU hospital. And up to now, no one from OKEU, no one from the Ministry of Health have spoken on this particular statement that I made about a few weeks ago. Let's see if we get some more of your calls once again at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages at 716-2026, 716-2026. Let's try to get an established contact with somebody via WhatsApp who has been trying to get onto the program. Let's see if that person is successful. Let's try to... Okay, we're calling that particular individual. Let's see if he will answer our call right now via WhatsApp. Just please bear with me. I think he's on the line. Mr. Rigobert, yes. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. We couldn't end NewsSpin without hearing from you.
Yeah, it's a while. But I don't just speak because I have a mouth. I speak when I have something very important to say to him. I just mostly listen. Okay?
I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
But, yeah. What I want to say, I want to wish you Amanda King and also Kimani and all new spinners season greetings and every other person who is hearing my voice, Tim. Okay?
Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
There is a lady, also a new spinner from New York, Lucita Jean-Pierre. I think you know her. She's our friend, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So tomorrow is her birthday. And I just want to wish her all the best for her birthday, okay? Health and strength, God guidance and protection. She is a pillar that I can lean on. She's a very, very good friend, okay? So I just want to say in general, season greetings to one and all team. And we will see what's happening in the new year, okay?
Wishing you a healthy festive season, sir. And we're really looking forward to speaking with you in the new year. Yes.
Thank you very much, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
So we'll talk later. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah.
And one of the new spinners that we really appreciate, Mr. Rigobert, I think is from Miku. And we would like to really wish you all the best. And you have certainly inspired us for an individual suffering with so many ailments. You call the broadcast, you sound cheerful. You come across as somebody who is very much fair in your contributions and so on. And you act in a very mature manner. And we really cherish and appreciate your various contributions. All the best to you, sir. We're looking forward to being back on the 20th of January, and we hope we'll hear from you. Let's hear from the Attorney General of Barbados, Mr. Dale Marshall. Remember, I made reference to Barbados earlier today. 49 homicides so far for this year. 49. Compared to our 74, thereabout, maybe a little more. And for the Barbadians, 49 homicides for this year so far. It's a big deal.
For you, 49 may not seem like a significant figure, but 49 homicides in Little Barbados is a big thing for us. For you, 49 may not seem like a significant figure, but 49 homicides in Little Barbados is a big thing for us.
Dale Marshall, the Attorney General of Barbados, will take a call via WhatsApp as we say hello and good afternoon to you. Let's see there. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. Hopefully we'll get this caller on the air. Yes, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi.
Season greetings to you and the young lady.
Many happy returns to you, Dr. Wilson.
Thank you, you as well.
Yes. Yes, Doc. Yes, Tim. You know, I've been trying to get your show, especially when Riani and Sarah had talk about
Turning Point.
Rehabilitation. And I think many St. Crucians may have forgotten about a case we had a few years ago where that gentleman, he was a very good footballer, and started taking cocaine, and he ended up killing his whole family.
Yes, he's from. Is he from Soufrière?
You remember that case?
He's from Soufrière.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we had another case in Ancillary where that young man killed a pregnant woman with a stone and took off her eye and all of these kinds of things. All of these were situations. I remember I was in the emergency room when we got that particular case. I say this because we take the question of rehabilitation very lightly, and closing turning point and just putting turning point in the chest wing is inadequate. I heard what the CEO of the Millennium had said, that they had a discussion with PAHO and they're thinking of having, looking at that seriously. But Timothy, we went in Parliament, government went into Parliament, and they did everything to legalize the herb and all kinds of things like that. How many young people are suffering with marijuana psychosis right now in the season of the festive season? We have so many people on alcohol, all right, and other substance abuse, cocaine, ecstasy, all of these kinds of things. And many families want the intervention. In other words, if you get the intervention, you can at least prevent situations like what we had in Soufrière and Ancillary. And this is why rehab, or doing the proper intervention at the right time, can prevent situations like that when you have somebody killing their whole family. I remember I interviewed that guy, and that guy told me, Doc, all I saw was little devils. And the guy was just exterminating his family. Mm-hmm. When you have people on substance abuse and addiction, it is very serious. It is just as serious as a motor vehicular accident or so on. You need the medical services to do the intervention. So having just 1 or 2 beds in chest wing is not sufficient. We have enough areas around St. Lucia where we can do proper rehabilitation. If you look at Antigua, the rehab area called Crossroads, by the founder was Eric Clapton. He's an English singer. I think he was on substance abuse, alcohol, and whatever. And he actually founded that rehab. And it's a very good area, or you can look at that model. And not only that, our government should see we have the perfect environment for rehabilitation. Look at the situation with Amy Winehouse. If we had proper rehab, you know how much money we could have had from the services to her, and many other celebrities. All right, St. Lucia, the Caribbean, is a very good environment for rehabilitation. But we need to address that properly. The carriers was talking all about his marijuana and everything and so on. But we're not thinking about rehabilitating our young men who on marijuana and other substance abuse. So that is very, very serious. And we just, sugarcoat it. Or we have chest wing. Chest wing is not, first of all, you need the privacy, the confidentiality. You need a proper place to do that kind of thing. And addiction goes across the board. Whether you are a politician, a lawyer, any professional, anybody, you can't be subjected to substance abuse and alcoholism and all of these kinds of things. So I think in policy, in Ministry of Health, they need to see very seriously about mental health and rehab in this country. So about you trying to say, just the chest wing. That is nonsense. The Chesapeake cannot do anything. I mean, just a little room or one little. You need the proper intervention to prevent cases like what we had in Soufrière and Surrey. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Get your point, ma'am.
Timothy.
But time is against us, Doc.
So I am sorry. Beg your pardon?
You'll have to wind down. Time is very much against us.
Yes, okay, very well. So I wanted to just make that a point. And of course, I welcome the fact that the CEO is looking into it, and I'm looking forward to proper rehab services in this country to enhance our mental health services.
Thank you so much for calling, ma'am. You just heard there from
Yes,
medical.
take care, and all the best for the season.
Same to you, ma'am.
Right.
Just heard there from medical doctor, Dr. Sylvia Wilson. And let's hear from another individual. We appreciate the lady we appreciate very much, and that is Mary Francis. And she called NewsSpin earlier on this week, and she made reference to well-dressed politicians.
People get into power for their own self-aggrandizement. That's what is going on there. When you watch the politicians on the media, you see how they dress, and people are walking the streets. I walk the streets every day in a terrible condition. Their clothes, some of them don't look like they can have a bath, and so on. And then you watch our leaders on the media and see how they are dressed, and the public servants. Oh my God, it is shameful. People get into power for their own self-aggrandizement. That's what is going on there. When you watch the politicians on the media, you see how they dress, and people are walking the streets. I walk the streets every day in a terrible condition. Their clothes, some of them don't look like they can have a bath, and so on. And then you watch our leaders on the media and see how they are dressed, and the public servants. Oh my God, it is shameful.
You just heard there from human rights attorney and activist Miss Mary Francis, and Kimani Thomas. She was the original NewsSpin chatroom reporter, and she left us in August of this year to pursue higher studies. She just could not help herself, as she had to take the opportunity to wish one and all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's watch and listen as we take in a little bit of a contribution, a tribute from Kimani.
Well, hello there. I'm guessing that this is a face you were not expecting to see and a voice you were not expecting to hear. But here I am, and I am here to wish all viewers and listeners of NewsSpin. Oh, need I even introduce myself? I feel like, have you guys forgotten me? This is Kimani, and I'm here to wish all NewsSpinners, viewers and listeners of the most monitored program in the world a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year. Maybe you might see more of me next year. Who knows? Season's greetings, guys.
And many happy returns to you, Kimani, as well. And Amanda has been with us for the last few weeks, doing the honors and reading the comments in the chat room. I'd like to wish you, Amanda, all the best for the festive season. And here is hoping that you'll be back on the 20th of January so that you can continue to do the good job of going through the comments in the chat room. Amanda.
Thank you, Tim, and you as well. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here.
You're welcome.
It's really appreciated. I've learned a lot, and I really like being here.
Okay. All right. So we're looking forward to having you on this broadcast in 2025. It's going to be a challenging one. By the way, Amanda, I think you're starting to find out, realize it's going to be real challenging because you're under the microscope, and this is not the most monitored talk show for nothing. It's for a reason that we are the most monitored talk show in the world. All right, our question of the day: how do you grade the PJP government's performance for 2024 from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest? How do you grade the PJP government's performance for 2024 from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest? And finally, our NewsSpin news of the day. It reads: the Australian state of Queensland has passed laws which will see children as young as 10 subject to the same penalties as adults if convicted of crimes such as murder, serious assault, and break-ins. The Australian state of Queensland has passed laws which will see children as young as 10 subject to the same penalties as adults if convicted of crimes such as murder, serious assault, and break-ins. Our NewsSpin news of the day, bringing to a conclusion our broadcast for today and for this year. As always, we had a very, very enjoyable period. I'm sure that you enjoyed the various contributions, you enjoyed watching and listening. And even those who don't like the program, who don't enjoy hearing me criticizing their party and our government, they normally tune in as well. NewsSpin is an institution already. If you read some of the comments in the chat room, some people are already missing the program and asking themselves, what will I do as of tomorrow and the other days at 12:30 p.m.? We'll have reruns on Power 97.9 FM. We'll have reruns of the show from 12:30 until 2 o'clock. During the period of rest and relaxation for me, rest assured, I will continue to monitor what is happening in the country so that we could come back and report on the various news developments. And we're hoping to make some changes during the course of next year, because I suspect, most of you, that next year we could have general elections in St. Lucia. So we are in for some interesting times, rough rides along the way, some challenges. Some people who are operatives of the St. Lucia Labour Party, they will change allegiance. That's my prediction. I'm crazy now. Mighty crazy, making all the predictions. Some of the operatives of the St. Lucia Labour Party will join the camp of the UWP. Some UWPs will change allegiance and will cross onto the St. Lucia Labour Party. And there's a lot of challenges, a lot of surprises. Who will contest which particular seat and who will emerge victorious? Because not even the Prime Minister of St. Lucia knows the outcome of the next poll. Although there are some people out there already predicting that this party will win and that party will win, etc. We are a long way from the general election. One day in politics is a long time, but I'm just saying, and I think it's safe to say that we are in for some very interesting times, and I will be well rested, I assure you, and we'll be back, God willing, the 20th of January 2025 with another season of the most monitored talk show in the world. Be safe. Don't take unnecessary chances. Be careful on the roads. Try your best to ensure that you do not become another victim of the serious crime problem in this country. And we'll be back, as I said before, on the 20th of January 2025. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.